kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jello. Something done the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause na time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come oh. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect it bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
Nigga boy na agwọ anyị wee na-akpọkụrụ gị onwe gị bụ simile nke ndị agha ka igwe mere anyị ebere ka akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosi ike ka anyị wee n'ikpete mazụ nye ha sọgotụtara nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ise mma mma dịrị gị Chineke mma mma dịrị gị Chineke.
What's that, Martin? We're not fighting each other. We know where we're going. We're going to get Biafra. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. I can assure you. If Biafra is fighting for you, no one will touch your property. If you're fighting alone, you're bound to lose it. So Biafra is the best. We will become the 16th member country of ECOWAS. If Nigeria doesn't release those properties, then we'll take them to court and we'll get them back. Even twice the value. The Jews had investments all over the world. Most of the priceless artifacts and paintings belong to many families in Germany. It was stolen by the Nazi party. Do you know that? Eventually they got everything back with compensation on top of it. That's what we're going to do. If you touch our investments, we'll come back for you. And we'll know where we can get it from. So there is nothing for anyone to worry about. It's only if I'm not stopping you from being a Nigerian. If you are born on the streets of Lagos and you want to be a Lagosian and your name is Adama, oh well and good. There's no problem.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on another evening section. There is no rest. We must continue to spread this gospel at any time that we have. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program so far. Please like and share the program on your platform. I appreciate my beloved sister, Mazi Akere TV. Thank you so much for joining us, Mazi Akere TV. I believe there's a platform. Please follow Mazi Akere TV on her platform and also find out what she has to offer to us. You're welcome, my beloved sister, Mazi Akere TV. Thank you for joining. Thank you for always being present and giving a support to our cause. Anyone you see on this very platform are those who are concerned for freedom. We all want to be free. It does not matter your tribe. It does not matter your location. It does not matter your religion. It does not matter your ideology or the group where you belong. As long as you are genuinely and sincerely seeking for freedom, we are here for you and we will support everybody to get that freedom. For those who are joining us for the very first time and those who are going to come across our video for the very first time, I want to remind every one of you that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come to preach hate. We do not come to attack people or individuals. We don't come to attack any race or religion. What we are here is to present Biafra as a remedy to the world. Biafra as a remedy to the contraption called Nigeria, a failed state called Nigerian. The failed state status of Nigeria is not doubtable. If you are not a Nigerian and you want to find out, all it takes is for you to go and browse, Google, find out for yourself. You will come back to conclusion that truly, truly, Nigeria is a failed state. The only way to rescue that failed state Nigeria today is Biafra. Recognition of Biafra. As long as the world recognizes Biafra, this very trouble that we are seeing in Nigeria today that is trying to destroy humanity will die a natural death. The destructive diversity will go off. The selfish interest that the terrorists are pursuing in Nigeria that is making people to join the terrorism will end. This land grabbing and occupation of land will end. The gossip and the attack, fears, hatred will end automatically. So the only solution to the failed state Nigeria is Biafra. It is not a selfish call. It is not a selfish pursuit. Once Biafra is free, the Yoruba Republic is going to be created and they will be free. And also, the Arewa people are going to be on their own and create their caliphate happily. And again, the Middle Belt will also be free. That is what we are asking for. So each time when you see us cry and shout about Biafra, it is not a selfish call. It is not out of hate. It is not out of wickedness. It is not because of pride, not because of our mineral resources. It is to save humanity. To make sure that everybody has a place for themselves. To make sure that everybody grow in their own space at their own speed. That is why we are doing what we are doing. That is why we are calling on the world to pay attention. And that is why we will never give up. We will continue to demand for that which is our right, and we will continue to demand for it no matter what the enemies are saying, no matter their propaganda, no matter their blackmail, no matter the kind of attack they bring to us, we will continue to pursue because of our freedom, because Nigeria that you and I know today is not created to favor anybody. Nigeria is not created to favor the Biafran people. Nigeria is not created to favor the Yoruba people. Nigeria is not created to favor the Hausa people. Nigeria is not created to favor any indigenous person. And as we speak today, Nigeria is not working for any genuine person in that contraption, regardless their religion, regardless their faith, regardless their cause. Nigeria is not favoring anybody. This is a fact, an undeniable fact. The zoological republic called Nigeria, the contraption, is not working for anybody. If you know or you feel that Nigeria is working for you, join us on this program and tell us how it is working for you. Maybe we can learn from you. Maybe there is something we have not seen that you are seeing. Show it to us. Show it to us. We would like to join you to enjoy that thing you are enjoying in that Nigeria that will make you to continue to support the contraption called Nigeria. But as far as we know, we the Biafrans, we know undoubtedly that Nigeria is not working for anybody. Nigeria is not working for anybody. Not for A, not for B, not for C. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter what you believe. It does not matter what you think. It doesn't matter how you feel. Nigeria is not working for anybody. This is a truth that you can never ever deny. An undeniable truth. A truth that cannot be hidden. No matter how they try to hide it, no matter how they try to pretend, at the end of the day, when you speak with people or when you interview the people to be part of the Zoological Republic, those who claim that it is working for them, sit them down, interview them for 1 minute, you will begin to understand that Nigeria is not working for everybody. The only people that are still pretending and continue to support this evil entity called Nigeria are the politicians, the criminal politicians who can only be able to satisfy their lifestyle with the fraud in Nigeria. They know that as long as Nigeria is disintegrated, their fraud, that lifestyle of fraud, will no longer work. People will begin to reason properly and people will begin to fend for themselves. They will no longer see people coming to bow down to them every morning for food or for help. And that is one thing they do not want. The only thing they want is a situation where everyone will be bowing for them. Every morning you see people will lie down in their houses. People will be lining up in their houses begging for crumbs, begging for something they own, their own resources, they will be begging for it. These are the only people that still think that Nigeria is working for them. But apart from that, Nigeria is not working for anybody. There is no human being on the planet Earth today in that contraption. None of them, it is not working for anybody. Take it to the bank. Go and ask them. They will confess to you. They can pretend for all I care. But at the end of the day, when you interview them, they will confess and they will tell you it is not working. It is not working. It is not working for anybody. For the Igbos, it is not working for the. It is not working for the Hausa. It is not working for the Jaws. It is not working for the Efik. It is not working for anybody. No indigenous tribe that Nigeria is working for. That is why today the Biafrans are moving forward boldly to walk out of Nigeria. We have gone and we are gone, and there is no going back. Anybody that thinks that Nigeria is working for him or her should go and continue to deal with it. If you feel that the Zoological Republic called Nigeria is working for you, good luck. Good luck. Go and enjoy it. Go and enjoy it. But for those of us who know that it's not working and we stand on the truth that is not working and will never ever work, don't come to persuade us. Do not come to persuade us. Do not try to come and tell us what we already know. Do not try to come and convince us, because you cannot convince that Nigeria is working when we know that it is not working. Evidence to show that Nigeria is not working, we are going to show you so many of those evidence today. For those of us who are lazy to start these things out, the reasons and facts to show that Nigeria is not working is everywhere. You don't even need to dig deep. If you are somebody who is very conversant with social media, except you are not in the social media, any human being on the planet Earth today that is on the social media, we agree with us. We confirm the fact that Nigeria is not working for anybody. Any human living on the planet Earth, we understand that Nigeria is a trap that is about to destroy the whole world. Is a contraption built by the British that is about to consume the entire planet. So when you see Biafrans, we are asking for disintegration of the zoo, it is to save humanity. It is to save humanity. It is left for you to either take it or leave it. It is left for you to either understand it or continue to pretend. But no matter how you pretend, that your pretense is going to come back to haunt you. The pretense you are pretending today, it is going back to haunt you. And I bet you nobody is going to save you. Nothing on the planet Earth is going to save you. Nothing is going to save you. Because no matter how you pretend, the truth will continue to stare you in your face. If it does not show in your children, it will show in your business. If it doesn't show in your business, if it show in your work. If it doesn't show work, it will show in your health. If it doesn't show in your health, it will show in the place transactions, it will show. So they can continue to deny it for all I care. But I bet you that Nigeria is not working for anybody and will never ever work for any human being living on the planet. So my beloved brothers and sisters that are on this platform today, please like and share this program. Remember, our evening program here, I do not take much time. At most by 1 hour, we will be done on the program and we will go to sleep. And those of us who still have time on their own area can go about their businesses. So the topic we are discussing today says the great betrayal, Nigerian war against Nnamdi Kanu, her own citizen. The great betrayal, Nigerian war against Nnamdi Kanu and her own citizens exposed. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today has exposed Nigeria for what it is. I welcome my beloved brother Gerard. I can see my brother Gerard there. Thank you so much, my brother Gerard. You are always there. I appreciate you, my brother Gerard. I see Uzoma, Uruji. Thank you so much, Uzoma. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining there. I appreciate you. And every other person that is there on the platform, I appreciate every one of you. So, the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today have exposed everything. I thank Chukwu Okike for social media. If not for social media, they would have been able to cage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They would have taken the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu long time ago, just like they did to King Sarowiwa. If not for social media network, if not for civilization these days, if not for social media, what happened to King Sarowiwa would have happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Many of you remember the story of King Sarowiwa, how they did their charade, they did their case, even when the world was telling them that it is not right to execute that man, they executed him. They didn't care. Because during the time of Ken Sarowiwa, people did not know what was going on. People were not getting information. Nobody knew the detail of the court. I can bet you that even people from his area did not know actually what he was fighting for. Our brothers and sisters from the Riverine area, those Ogoni people, those Ogoni 5, the people from Ogoni did not even know what they were fighting for. They didn't know that they were putting on the life on the line for them. But thank Chukwu Okike in 2025, technology has made it possible that every single thing in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know it, I know it, the government know it, international community know it. If they try any nonsense with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, God help Nigeria. That's all I got to say. If they try any mess with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, God help Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not somebody you can tolerate. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today is before the whole world. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won his own case. He has won his case in 5 courts, 2 international and 3 local. If that is not enough to let a man go, tell me what else is enough. If that is not enough, in all the cases, Nigerian government have not won Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in any single case. In 5 courts, 2 international, 3 in Nigeria, they never won anyone. If that is not enough to let go of him, what else is enough? And in the last court appearance, you had the question Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking. Tell me the law under which you are trying me, and I will enter defense. For good 2 days, 2 courts. That is a simple question that wasn't answered. You have senior advocate, about 5 of them on the prosecution council. About 5 of them or more in the prosecution. You have friends of the court who were in that court. You have the chief judge who was in that court. None of them was able to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are being tried under this law. You are being tried under this law. A simple question that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking. Tell me, under which law are you trying me? Tell me. They are trying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under a law that they have repealed. Their own law they have repealed for their wickedness to protect their terrorists. They repealed a law to protect the terrorists in North. And they forgot that they have repealed that law. And they are using that law to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, an innocent man. They tagged him a terrorist and they want to use a repealed law to try him. Nigeria had a terrorist law. And Nigerian court in Nigeria, they repealed that law in order to protect the terrorists that Donald Trump is coming to fight. In order to protect them, they repealed the law and they did not replace it. Now, they went and charged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for terrorism falsely. And they are coming to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with a repealed law, which is against the law. Their law say you can only try a man in a case that has a law, a written law. There must be a written law on any case you are trying. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking them, show me a written law under which you are trying me, and I will enter defense and defend myself. In 2 courts, they could not answer that question. The only thing they came out and said that they are going to pass judgment on the 20th. Meaning that the script have been written to them. Just like they write the script and they send to all their media stations. They write script and they send to all their media stations. Look at what you will say, look at what you will say, look at what you say, and you must not say anything apart from this. The same way they write script and send to the media, that is the way they write script. They send to the House of Assembly, they write a script, and they send to the House of Senate. They write a script and they send to judiciary. In Nigeria, we are meant to understand that Nigeria is practicing a system of government where there are 3 strong arms of the government. That is the system they learned. They went and borrowed from the US. A government that has 3 arms of the government, strong, independent on their own. The legislature is supposed to be on their own, independent. The judiciary is supposed to be on their own, independent. And again, the executive. The executive on their own, independent. But in Nigeria, these 3 arms have been merged together to be one. And that is why the president of Nigeria is the strongest president in the whole world. There is no part of the world that has the power the president of Nigeria has. Not even the president of the United States, not even the president of China, not even the president of Russia. There is no president in the world that has exercised the power that Nigerian president exercises. The strongest president all over the world. And that is why they sit in their office, they do anything, they take life, they destroy life, they change laws, they disobey laws. There is nobody to checkmate them. And the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have finally nailed them to the coffin. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has finally nailed Nigeria to the coffin, and they cannot escape it. It does not matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. They can't escape it. And the timing is very, very perfect. The timing is very perfect. When Donald Trump weighed in and told them to stop the genocide of Christians in Nigeria, or else he will take action. It is timely. It is timely. The proscription of Nigeria as a country of particular concern is timely. That designation of CPC by the United States is timely, and I bet you they cannot escape what is coming. It doesn't matter how they try, it doesn't matter their bribery, it doesn't matter their corruption, they cannot escape it this time. Because they say when the good man is in power, the people rejoice. But when the devil himself takes the seat, tears flow everywhere. They have enjoyed their time during the time of Obama. Obama single-handedly created the chaos we saw today. Obama, Democrat in the United States, created monster in Nigeria, fed the monster financially, morally, and in all ways. So what you're seeing today was created by Democrats in the United States. But I thank Chukwu Okeke that he was able to save and secure Trump to come and undo all those evil that was done by the Democrats. And the time is very, very accurate. In a time when we need them more. In a time that we need them more than any time. And I thank Chukwu Okeke as they weighed in at the right time. And nobody can stop our voice. Nobody can quench our voice. It doesn't matter how you try. You cannot succeed. Even as we speak, they are trying. They are going from back door, going right from the letter. But Chukwu Okeke have already built a barrier in all the places they're going to go to lobby. No kind of lobby will save Nigeria. The end has come. And wherever you are as a Biafran, you must tighten up your belt. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Do not allow anyone to deceive you with their propaganda and their blackmail. Do not allow anyone to deceive you. Nigeria is gone and gone for life. There is nothing anybody can do. It is gone. I want to share with you some of the things that are happening in Nigeria for you to know. When we say Nigeria is gone, it is gone. A lawless country. I want to show you what wicked thugs and their criminal Boko Haram soldiers are doing, fighting each other. Wike and his thugs with criminal Boko Haram army, they were fighting each other before the camera. And we see them talking about law. I begin to wonder, which law does Wike obey? Wike that we saw threatening to kill somebody if you do not rig the election on his behalf. We saw Wike live where he was threatening a man and say, if you don't rig the election to my favor, you cannot go home alive. Today, that same lawless man, a tout, an Agbero that they made the minister of FCT, a murderer that took the life of thousands of people in Obibo, used the blood of the Igbo people to buy his position. He used the blood of our people to buy his position. Today, I want you to see what transpired, where he was fighting, literally fighting, a disgraced country. That is what Trump called it, and that's what it is. A disgraced country. When Trump say a disgraced country, some of them are getting angry. Now, I want you to watch that disgrace. Watch the disgrace live on camera.
Cannot tell me that. We cannot continue to hide in this impunity. Where are people living to be? You cannot continue this way. This country cannot continue on this line. How can that man at his level, even if he has a problem, he cannot reach me. I'm sorry. See what I have. You will send soldiers to intimidate who? We are on from this country. And this is gone.
see a face up. Wicked talks with Nigeria Boko Haram army. They are fighting each other. Did you hear Wike? Wike say we must work according to law. So Wike knows law. Wike, the criminal Wike knows law. That you must work according to law. Now Wike is facing the Boko Haram military face to face. They are fighting. Fellow criminal, as the same way Wike is grabbing land, other people are grabbing, and Wike is using his office as the FCT minister. Now he can't jam the really Obodobo. It is Wike versus the Nigerian military Boko Haram in land grabbing. And Wike is quoting law. We must obey the law. So Wike knows that there is law. When we say Nigeria is a failed state, this is example of a failed state. Look at example of a failed state. The same country, the same forces that are supposed to protect the country, they are fighting each other. None of them obeys the law. The rule of law does not matter to anybody. The rule of law, nobody, everybody does what they like. When you wake up, you feel that, oh, this condition is not good, you just change it by yourself. You don't want to go to law. Suddenly, Wike is remember. I want you to see the disgrace contract. We must work according to law. We must work according to law. You see them? Disgraced country. Disgraced country. See them? Disgraced country. You see fight. Disgraced country. Disgraced country, you see. Soldiers versus wicked talks. disgraced country.
So what? You hide a who? No, that is the okay. You can never develop this property. You acting on my order. You cannot.
You see war. Disgraced country. Military versus wicked talk. You see? Disgraced country. Disgraced country. Did you see that? When we say Nigeria is a disgraced country, Trump called them a disgraced country. You see the talk? We came with his police talk versus Nigerian military, Nigerian terrorist military. They will destroy themselves by themselves. They will destroy themselves by themselves, not we. They will destroy themselves by themselves. That is what we said. And it is happening. A disgraced country. You see? I thank Chukwu Okabiyama for Donald Trump. And the US, you shouldn't wait. While you are coming, have it at the back of your mind that the only solution is to disintegrate this mad people camp. What you have in Nigeria is a mad people camp, a mad people concentration camp. End this mad people concentration camp so that people can be able to be sane. If you don't end this mad people concentration camp, more innocent people will be losing their life. Innocent people, look at the disgrace. They are throwing bombs at each other. They are fighting each other. We will say Nigeria is a disgraced country. That is it. That is it. Bunch of idiots and clowns that don't have anything. Liars everywhere. They lie from A to Z, from right, left, and center, from any angle category. And Donald Trump want to save them. The citizens themselves, they don't even want to listen. I want us to hear this one. One of the idiots. Look at this idiot, Ojo Zokalo. Ojo Zokalo was interviewed about Donald Trump as a criminal that he is. I want you to hear what Ojo Zokalo had. Criminal Ojo Zokalo. Finally, they catch him to come and speak.
Well, so what Donald Trump said, I will also disclose myself to come to America. So, for anything I would say, that to America. With what Donald Trump said, say a lie, the answer is yes. But it's not a lie because Donald Trump said the truth. Nigerians are being killed.
He said he's pro-America. Why won't you be pro-America? That is where you hide all the money you steal. If you talk nonsense, Trump will seize all the properties you will have in the US. We know you have a lot of property in the United States. If you talk rubbish, Trump will revoke everything and you cannot go there anymore. That is why you say, oh, you are pro-America. Everything you say will be in support of America. as a criminal politician that you are. Listen to him.
And they don't, if they kill people in flat, they go to a church in flat, those they will kill are Christians. If they go to Bethel, majority of people they will kill in Bethel.
See, criminal.
If they go to Zamfara,
Mm.
majority of people they kill in Muslims.
Mm.
So these people like just want to fight. So we should put a black name on them without them fighting. They will be spoken. Let me also say, they are very president are not talking about. In my own way, I have spoken to former president, one Republican and one Democrat. And they all like that. I've spoken about sitting senator who is for Congress. So they all say, what would let me? But let me tell you before, says the word. Mind you, that the American intelligence community must have found out where these people are living. All these things we are talking with authorities. And you can see Nigerian men, possibly the information are given by the US authorities that they are here. And the Nigerian Air Force is the last bombing the homes of these people. And that is what we do. We should not be anyone who is a terrorist. We should not. We should not. When I was governor, I fought the Bakassi. And the Bakassi
Go and sit down, idiot. He fought Bakassi.
So if they are most everywhere, and I can tell you from everybody starting in this country, from presidents, people, vice people, everybody's coming. You people who are journalists and community people should also help the military and the people to tell us really who are the members of this capacity. No person with it's also the same Americans are causing problem. Because when you kill Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein, we have a problem. Those people were their borders.
You see the criminal. He has begun to blame Libya. You blame Libya and you blame what is it called, Saddam Hussein, for the atrocity that is it only Nigeria that is available? Even the neighboring countries to is it only Nigeria that is a neighboring country to Libya? Is it only Nigeria that is a neighboring country to Libya? Is it only Nigeria? You have Egypt, you have Tunisia, you have Algeria. All these people are neighbors to Libya. They are even more friendly to Libya. They are more close. You have Niger. Nigeria is even far away. Nigeria is far, far, far away. The people that has common boundary with Libya is Niger Republic, Mali, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt. These are the people that have common boundary with Libya. Why is it that this problem is not in their own country? Nigeria is far away. But they always try to look for something they're going to hold their hand to make their argument. They always look for one thing or the other to talk. Bunch of criminal. A criminal will always be a criminal. This is one of the criminals. One of the criminals who is making sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released. This is one of the criminals that is making sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released. Orji Zokalo is participating fully, financially, materially, and otherwise to continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention. And when the time comes, this kind of people will leave Biafra land. Somebody like Orji Zokalo will be excommunicated. Orji Zokalo will go exile. We go exile. We are going to get his own book is going to open. You think you'll be safe in US? That is why he say, I am pro-US. You don't need to announce to us that you are pro-US. Because of the properties you have in US, you are scared. But I bet you will lose everything. Just wait for a while. We are going to get to your case. Don't think you can deceive anybody. No Biafra can be deceived by your madness, by your idiocy. By all these lies you tell right, left, and center. You can't deceive anybody. They come and they tell lies. They go to their media, all they spill is lies and lies and lies. You can never hear any single truth from these criminals. They can never speak the truth. And that is why we will continue to expose them. We will continue to expose them. Any place we meet them, any place we see them speak, we will drag them and we will come and we expose them. Nigeria is not a nation, is not a country, has never been a country. Has never been a country. And we are going to make sure that we expose every atrocity they are committing. Every of the atrocities they are committing, we're going to expose it. I want us to watch this one. Let us see what this criminal is saying. The interview with one of the criminals, one of the fraudulent idiots in that Zoological Republic, Daniel Bwala. Let us listen to the interview on that criminal.
Multiple partners, including, they say, the United States, but not limited to Washington, in an attempt to promote understanding and greater cooperation on counter-terrorism. So what are the key points from the Tinubu administration's message? And what has been the international community's response beyond taking note of that message? How much support has been expressed in favor of Nigeria? I'm joined in the studio by the Special Advisor to President Tinubu on Media and Policy Communication, Daniel Bwala. Also on the program, the Anambra governorship election was supposed
Give
to
us Daniel Bwala, forget your idiotic Anambra with
influential political voices in contemporary Nigeria. In August, there was even a defense contract we signed, approval from the State Department for the sale of weapons at insurgents, but they don't even I personally, I have a feeling that in the next couple of days, they are going to have a sit down together and they will find a common front in this fight against this.
liar. Liar.
The US president threatening to deploy American troops to your country. What is your nation's response, please, Daniel?
We try our best to downplay the rhetoric because we know
Going from one platform to the other to lie.
Well, let's assess the effectiveness of the administration's international media campaign. And for this, I'm joined now in the studio by the Special Advisor to President Tinubu on Media and Policy Communication, Daniel Bwala. Good to see you, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good evening.
You've been doing quite a tryst around the world, haven't you?
Yeah, first missionary journey. So that's something.
Right. So tell us what you've been doing to counter President Trump's narrative.
So,
Counter my
the
food.
president is clear about his administration's resolve in fighting insecurity, and that is evidence in so many steps he has taken even before Nigeria was designated. You recall the regime, the service chiefs. In August, there was even a defense contract we signed, approval from the State Department for the sale of weapons at the tune of over $300 million. He has given a charge to the Nigerian soldiers to make arrests, deal with insecurity. So he's already on that line. But then misinformation came and led to that conversation. And we just realized that for many years, we allow the world to tell our own story when matters affect us. And the outcome has always not been favorable. So this time around, the president decided, let's take the message ourselves to the rest of the world.
What message?
In fact, as they are, as transparent as our government.
What message? Criminal Bwala.
Right, but how effective has it been?
Another Liar Mohammed.
Formula, is it reaching the ears of the people in the White House and the man in the Oval Office?
Definitely. If you have been observing the various engagement by the government of the United States, whether it is members of the executive all the legislative, from when that the tirade started to now, the tone is coming down. It's more of a call for cooperation, more of a call for.
The tone is not coming down. Thief.
Well, I don't see the tone coming down.
Thank you. Tell him.
What I'm seeing is that Donald Trump told
him.
Riley
It's not coming down.
Other members of Congress to go and investigate and report back to him. So that's what they're doing.
And the same people that he gave the assignment to, which was led by Congressman Riley Moore. If you have seen his most recent tweet, I think it was early today or yesterday, when he was talking about Nigeria has the opportunity to take advantage of partnership and collaboration. He said, I called and I asked the government of Nigeria to partner with us so we can assist you. Unlike in the past when they would say guns are blazing, people are flying.
And that was Donald Trump saying.
But they re-echoed it in their various platforms.
But I'm not sure the rhetoric has come down.
Thank you. Tell him.
I think what they're doing is that they're
Tell
watching
him.
to see
Liars.
what you guys are actually going to do. And the question on a lot of people's minds is, have you actually been able to address Mr. Trump's demands? Because, I mean, to a lot of people, it doesn't look like you have.
No, but you see, so let me give you a perspective and very briefly on that. Both Donald Trump and the government of Nigeria are on the same page.
They are not.
We have shared interest in the fight against terrorism.
They are not.
We already have an established
Criminal.
relationship with them. And that's why I said as early as this last August, there was an approval by the State Department for procurement of arms. We paid for them, right? So what he did recently, which of course outside of the established order, because what he said was not premised on the advisory of the State Department and the various organizations. It was just this congressman, but we've gone past that stage. So the point I'm saying is that we are on the same page.
Criminals.
But the recent development of what seemed to be like a conflict is creating the avenue and opportunity for us to sit down and review the various defense contract and relationship that we have with them, so we can have enhanced military ammunitions and technical equipment, especially one that relates to the cognizance.
Trump and Nigeria on the same page. The same page indeed. Liars.
Nigerian government to get what they want, and they've made it very clear.
Right.
They want the Nigerian government to get its act together, do more for its people, to keep them secure, less frustrated, stop the corruption, stop the bad governance, stop the insecurity, stop the muddling through too many security issues, get a handle on things, or the Americans are going to come in and do it.
So
that's basically the message.
So if that is what they are saying,
well, that is what they're saying.
What is the timeline?
I don't know what the timeline
so
is.
That's why
I'm not the American.
That's why we're explaining to you what we are doing.
Criminals.
Americans went to Afghanistan in 2001 with clear mission to change the regime, establish democratic government, and move on. They spent 21 years. They stayed 21 years and spent $2.4 trillion US, lost 18 CIA high value.
Forget this story. Nobody's talking about the regime change in Nigeria. That's not what we said. Talking rubbish.
Yeah.
And after 21 years, they handed the government back to the Taliban. You know why?
So what are you saying?
Emerging threats are not things you deal with tomorrow. That's why the rhetoric don't help issues. When we look at systems,
This man is just a criminal.
Making the efforts. So judge us on whether we're making the effort or not. I just told you as a monologue, the steps the president has taken, the resolve that we have, the tax and charges that
There is no step you took, no resolve, nothing.
Let me
to deal with that, right?
Let me put it this way. Where do you think the Tinubu government has gone wrong in all of this? Do you hold yourselves accountable?
Never, they will
for any
never.
of the allegations against you, or do you hold yourselves blameless? Because as you know, in public life, in a democracy, leaders need to hold themselves accountable.
And the people as well can hold their leaders accountable, and our government is open to feedback. If you recall, Mr. Charles, before I traveled outside of Nigeria, we started the engagement
with idiots like this. How can the country be good?
As the
Liars, lying right, left, and center.
Conflict resolution. They gave their feedback. I was on your show. I talked about their recommendation to deepen the fight and make arrests, prosecute the individuals. We are tired of hearing condolence messages. We want to see results.
how bothered by Mr. Trump's vitriolic, confrontational threats would you say President Tinubu is? Is he mildly or incredibly concerned that the U.S. seems to have run out of patience with his government?
No. I will put it this way. I am sure that after Donald Trump made those remarks through his tweet, you have heard the position of our president.
Right.
Calm and collected, and our commitment to protect our territorial integrity, to fight terrorism and insurgency, preserve and protect the Nigerian citizens. So he's focused on that. All of the subsequent actions and acts of the president in relation to his communication with establishment has always been consistent with that. And we're clear about the objective. The reason we're not bothered, I said it now in the meeting, the interview I had, the way we read is different from the way people perceive what Donald Trump is saying. Thankfully, we understood.
A liar. Anybody that believes you is a mad person. Only idiots like yourself will believe.
The message. What I can tell you, I've been hearing lately,
Only idiots like you can believe what you're saying.
When arrests are made of terrorists, that the story sort of disappears. They don't see actual prosecution in the court. Then, with respect to dealing with the terrorists themselves, Nigerians have complained that oftentimes these same terrorists or bandits, as in this case may be, tomorrow they will claim to be reconciling, another day they are striking. They need a zero tolerance approach to it. Was that not what the president said? So there is a commitment on our part, and we respect, and just the way you hear opinion of the Nigerian people, you also hear opinion of partners. That's what relationship is all about. So we take the message and we're working with it.
Okay, let me ask you this. What level of direct communication can you tell us is taking place right now between the Tinubu administration and the White House? Because we recall that you put out a tweet sometime ago where you said, or you claimed, that President Tinubu and Mr. Trump were going to meet.
Right.
Whatever happened to that?
Right. So I said, hopefully, they are going to meet.
Hopefully.
Either in the White House or in the State House. Now,
well, that doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
But it will still happen. There's no timeline to it. It can happen anytime. The point I'm saying is, as far
well, you did say at the time that they were going to meet in the next couple of days.
In your dreams.
And what does that
was the impression. Couple of days means 2 days.
No.
That's literally what couple.
Maybe you are ignorant of Nigeria. That's
yeah, but even if couple of days goes beyond 2 days, the expectation is that it is going to be within a very reasonable period.
And we're still within the time of reasonability.
Your definition of time.
But let me now, when everybody's subject to interpretation, but let me escalate that further. With rest, I get asked, realtors have asked me, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal.
So basically, there is no meeting that is imminent at the moment.
Wall Street Journal.
Right?
There is no meeting. Trump is not going to see these idiots.
We have a direct contact, whether we have a specific date. And I told them that in diplomacy, protocol is key. When you're building on something, it is important that it be preserved and protected. We can never be moved to a point where we tell you the state where
but when you say protocol, what are you talking about? We don't even have an ambassador in Washington. So
Tell him which protocol.
So I know, but what is the protocol that you're talking about?
Protocol, explain to us.
That you're following. Because we're not,
the protocol
we have people in that we know people. Arise even has a correspondent.
Yes.
Who's very close to them. Who's very close to, I'm not talking about her necessarily. There are people behind the scenes, okay, who are also very close to the White House. And there's been no indication whatsoever of any direct communication.
None. And it will not happen
with
a terrorist government. Not with Trump.
We cannot be cowed or pushed to the point of revealing the stage we are at in this discussion because diplomacy.
This is the tweet. This is the tweet the idiot made that Trump is going to meet. Trump is about to meet Rubu. Look at his tweet. They just showed it.
The implication of Mr. Trump's
liars
is that everything that is wrong with this country at the moment can be attributed to poor leadership. That message has also come from Canada. That message is also coming from
Australia.
And President Tinubu is in the saddle of that leadership at the moment. And before him, the man he and his ABC party helped into the presidency for 8 years, a man who you were very critical of, Muhammadu Buhari, whose leadership was characterized by pure indifference, was in the saddle for 8 years. And in both instances, what the Americans are saying is that Nigeria has failed to get its act together to fight off and fend off the multi-headed Hydra enemy on its doorstep. And where we are today, because of this country's leadership, including President Tinubu, is that there is a sense that Nigerians have been failed. And that sense has gone beyond Nigeria into the international community. And the message is, fix yourselves or we'll fix you.
That is what is called the fallacy.
Well, that's how you would interpret it.
You see, we call it fallacy. Look at him.
Go ahead.
What we call the fallacy of media generalization.
Just imagine.
I'm saying that right now, given our present state, the crime
This man is the worst idiot I have ever seen.
In the United States of America.
Voila, the worst idiot I have ever seen. Anybody that believes this man is a fool.
You don't hear that in their news. So
The problem in Nigeria is the lack of statistical data.
They don't have
But if you go and talk to ordinary, and when you talk about the level of
common thing as statistics, they don't have.
It's not necessarily armed crime or somebody hacking your head off.
all of them are subject
It's corruption, it is intimidation.
No, he wouldn't understand.
I mean, for you to even sit there, it suggests that you're still not sensitive.
Exactly.
Many people in the international community are
He doesn't know. He's not. Tell him.
And have been going through at the hands of their government.
Tell
It's
him.
completely and utterly unacceptable.
Idiot.
And it is time for you to wake up and do something.
He
about
himself
it.
doesn't
That's the
understand.
point they're making.
They say in a clear language,
Yeah.
Nigeria is a sovereign state. It cannot be cowed or bullied into impression of
Yeah, but the Nigerian people have had
I have not
enough of what
interjected
you're
now. Let me
doing.
also to
Yeah, go
advocate
ahead.
for them.
Go ahead.
You're not talking for them. Just what you said, that's the right.
Go ahead.
You want to be angry?
We have our opinion about them. You see,
God.
one of those days,
You won't cry.
our own story is told by others.
Face a journalist.
Context is key in everything. We know the problems we are combating and we are faced up and we are working towards. But that is not to suggest as if we're an isolated country in this side of heaven that has a peculiar problem that they don't have. The United States of America has even the problem of understanding what democracy is. The other day was in a 2 million march that they said no kill. Is that not a democratic country? I told you about the crime rate in America. Do you know the system? The government was shut down.
You see?
Our government is not even shut down.
You see the
there's
idiot.
continuous
Empty head.
vituperations.
You're comparing yourself with the United States.
Corruption,
Hi,
bad governance, bribery, and the rest that they talk about. Which part of the world they don't have?
Well, actually,
Which part of the world they don't have?
Actually, Daniel, I am simply articulating the very same things that you were talking about sitting in that seat literally a year and a half ago.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter.
Remind him.
Let me
Let's
move
not
on.
digress from the
Yeah,
fact.
let me
You
move on
give
from
the
that.
impression as if America is one holier than thou country, United Kingdom one holier, Canada.
No,
You
we're
mentioned about the opinion.
no.
We have our opinion about them.
Nigeria.
We are focused on our
This
problem.
guy.
Nigerians are concerned about what is going on.
Then talk to
in
me
their own
about
country.
Nigerians,
So let me-
not
So
America,
let
Canada,
me
and
ask
Israel.
you this. We are not seeing any direct attempt, because you're making out as though you're really
Making up stories that doesn't exist.
Nigerian and the Nigerian people and alleviating their problems. We're not seeing any attempt by the president to reach out to Nigerians at this moment. There have been very loud, increasingly strident calls for President Tinubu to address the nation about all this, and many people say they're shocked that Mr. Tinubu has still not spoken to Nigerians as a leader talking to the people he leads. Why hasn't he done so? I'm not talking about his aides. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the president. Why hasn't he deemed it necessary to talk to Nigerians about this huge quarrel that's broken out with the Americans at a time when many Nigerians are afraid and worried that things could get worse? Why not?
Well, I want to assume that the Nigerians you're referring to are Nigerians that need more education about communication.
I asked you a straightforward question.
Just imagine.
Not answered.
What is the straightforward question?
The straightforward question is, why hasn't the president
So if
up
the
till
president
now
communicates-
addressed his people
Right.
at a time of incredible
And
crisis?
if the president speaks to the Nigerian people through tweets, is that not a communication?
Let me borrow the
Hi,
words of
Chineke.
If the president tweets, is that not a communication?
Let me
If the
borrow-
president
let-
issues a statement, is that not a
No,
This-
but
communication?
you
guy is
to
an empty
address
brain.
the Nigerian people.
Where?
Let me on television, on radio,
Now-
where they can watch him and hear him and look at him and hear what he has to say.
When the president received envoy and was speaking about what Nigeria is doing and the commitment of Nigeria,
This guy tired.
and reported by radio, is that not a means of communication?
Let me borrow the words
Chineke,
of the
Chineke,
former
very funny,
special
very.
advisor to the Tinubu
Daniel Buara, you don't jump today.
Hakim Baba Ahmed, a member of your government, who resigned in frustration. His question was, what does it take to get President Tinubu to address the country? Is he not a leader that's elected by the people? Isn't that what leaders do? If not now, when? That's a straightforward question.
Mm.
You say you want him to address Nigeria to TV.
No, I'm asking
The president is communicating every day. So this is what I'm talking about, communication.
Oh God.
The issue between is communication. You speak through TV is a communication, through radio is a communication. And I tell you the official act of the president is covered by TV. You have State House press call that report to you about the daily activities of the president, including the virtual coverage of president's engagement with people. Is that not a communication?
Huh.
Well, the key thing really.
This guy is an empty head. Buhala.
Is going to grant the Tinubu government an exemption from the things he's threatened to do. And conventional wisdom seems to suggest that even if he refrains from taking military action against Nigeria, the imposition of targeted sanctions is still likely to go ahead. A lot of his, if you like, aides have spoken about it because many in his base are pushing for it, just like they pushed for to achieve the redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. So, in that regard, your efforts would have failed, wouldn't they?
No, it will not have failed. We have a good relationship with America. We understand the message, and I think I'm saying that for the umpteenth time. They need enhanced counter-terrorism measures. They need relentless fight by the government against Boko Haram, ISWAP, and all other forms of criminal elements. We are doing it. We accept the recommendation. We accept their opinion the same way we accept that of Nigerians, and we're doing it. The president has committed only 17 hours ago. You've seen the success of the Nigerian soldiers against ISWAP. They neutralize people. That's part of this thing that we're doing. But if you are saying
Propaganda.
whether the Trump government is going to place sanction on us, I want to allay your fears tonight, and you can call me back later. They are not going to place sanction on us because we are addressing the problem.
Anybody that believes this idiot is a fool.
We hope, and it's not. They're not talking about placing sanctions on Nigeria. Let's be clear on that. They're talking about
Tell him.
targeted sanctions
Yes.
on individuals.
Yes, if
That's
an
the key.
individual.
They're not talking about.
Thank you.
the
Tell him.
Nigerian people. They never said anything about
Yes.
imposing sanctions on the Nigerians.
Tell
Have an
him.
established case against a Nigerian citizen that requires sanction. Let them to go ahead. Who is stopping them?
What we do know is that President Trump appears to want the insecurity in Nigeria to end, right? Which is why he's pushing the Nigerian government, putting it under pressure via those threats.
Correct.
And he really does appear. I mean, I'm just talking to you as somebody beyond your government hats that I've known for a long time.
Am I hearing that?
I mean, he really does appear to be turning the screws, doesn't he? I mean, I have to say that many Nigerians that we've talked to, they're actually relishing watching the Tinubu administration squirm as those screws are being turned, but presumably not yourself.
But there are some who don't know that if this sanction is placed on Nigerians, that listen to two elephants fight, is the ground that will suffer. They are going to suffer. For example, the sanction.
Look at the idiots.
It can't stop the president from going to anywhere in the world, engage in bilateral relationship. It can't stop the public officials who are carrying out acts on behalf of the government, but the Nigerian people are going to suffer. And our responsibility is to preserve
As I
and
said, they're
protect
not
the Nigerian
imposing
people.
sanctions on the Nigerian
Tell him.
people. They never talked about imposing sanctions.
Tell
on
him.
the Nigerian
Remind him
people. They
again.
talk about targeted sanctions. But let me say this.
Remind him again.
President Trump,
Because that is how he misleads
Daniel,
people.
you're quite an international.
That is how he misleads people. When they say different things, he will come and say different things.
President Trump is often described, I think the term is mercurial. He gets very angry about certain things as he appears to be with Nigeria at the moment. But if you're his friend, it doesn't matter. How much have you factored that into your strategy? The fact that it is good to be a friend of Donald Trump and to cozy up to
So
him.
let me tell you what you are pushing me to the point of having to tell you this. Some of the lawmakers of the Republican extraction said, one, Donald Trump has domestic issues that he has to create the impression of active governance. That he has a low rating, He's afraid of the midterms. And according to the election that took place last week,
you see,
not going in there.
Yeah, it was a wipeout for the Republic.
Correct. So he wanted to talk tough, believing that will rile up the base. That didn't work.
Imagine.
But they also told us not to take what he says so much serious that it will be bad. They gave an example. He told their largest trading partner, Canada, to convert that country into a state. It's a rhetoric. He told the president of South Africa,
imagine.
You know what he has done. He has done that to a lot of leaders of the world. Nigeria is not an exception. In fact, the Prime Minister of England had to take a letter from the king in the midst of that cacophony to him to give him in order to pacify him. People understand him and understand his psychology. But I will tell you this and you can mark it. President Trump does not move people in hand. He will say what he has to say, and after that, everything will go well. Right. But the congressman even told me the base have to be made to believe that he has answered their call.
So in that regard,
you see what this interview is saying?
In that regard, what do you predict for the future?
That Donald Trump said what he said to make people believe that he had answered their call. You see the propaganda that Donald Trump just said what he said to make people believe that he had answered their call. That he just made that rhetoric to make the Christians that are dying in Nigeria to believe that he answered their call. You see how evil these people are. You see the kind of narrative they are pushing in their media. That Donald Trump just said what he said to make people believe that at least he has heard them and that he's not going to take any action. In your dreams, Donald Trump will hear this. In your dreams, idiots like you are not supposed to be anywhere. And I tell you, the more you continue to make this, trying to make all this, to repair all these damages, you create more damages for yourself. The more you try to straighten things, you will destroy more. You in particular. These are a bunch of idiots.
You will continue to predominate over the next few weeks and months, or you hope that Mr. Trump will get bored of the subject and move on to others.
So Mr. Trump wants to see in the immediate some acts of Nigerian government in dealing with terrorism to suggest to him that Nigerian people have enhanced their terrorism fight. Once he sees that, he moves to the next stage, which is to remove the But I want you to know there are countries. Saudi Arabia is a country of particular concern. They have the highest sales in the Middle East of abolition students. Russia, most of these countries, China, they are countries of particular concern. It has not stopped trading and commerce between them. So Nigerian government has understood in a clear term the intention, impression, and the messaging of Trump, and we're addressing it. Right. And we are seeing the result. I would promise to you that very soon all this noise is going to go down.
Okay, well, just very briefly, because we're out of time. And in the pecking order of crises that the Tinubu administration has had to face since it came into office, how high does this one rank?
Crisis? Honestly, if the pecking order is 5, I would say this is the 4th one. The most important crisis that we are facing is how to deal with problems confronting our people. Security, food, agriculture, healthcare. That's the most important one. But that is national security interest.
Daniel, I want to thank you very much indeed. And thank you for abiding us, taking the time. I know you've just come in literally from abroad, and so we appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us. Daniel Buwala is the
These people are a bunch of liars. I hope that the Donald Trump group will hear this one. That Donald Trump just made that noise so that Christians will believe that he has had them. You can imagine what somebody said on the national TV to show you how evil Nigeria is, that they are not ready to have any change. Donald Trump, the best thing to you to do is to push for the disintegration of this very zoological republic. If not, after your 3 years, you will be in your house and will be hearing what is going to happen. It is going to get worse. It is going to get what? Absolutely worse. And we Biafrans, everybody must prepare himself and rise up. Donald Trump is doing his own. We must do our own. Oh. We must do our own. Oh, to your death, O Israel. These people will never stop. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. They will never stop. If you are a Biafran, continue to speak in your own way on your various platforms. Share informations. Expose the lies of the enemies like this idiot Buwala coming here to spill lies. he tried to twist issues and change it to what they are not. I thank God for this Charles. Charles gave it to him, and he almost lose it. This is what they do. Pushing propaganda and blackmail, pretense, and accusing people unnecessarily. Now he just accused Trump. He accused Trump that Trump just decided to do that thing, say that thing, so that Christians will feel that, oh, he has had them. You can imagine what somebody is saying in the national TV. You can imagine what somebody say in national TV. So, my fellow Biafrans, we have a task ahead of us. Continue to demand for the unconditional release of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As we wait for the 20th court, whatever their decision may be, we must prepare for the war ahead. We must prepare ourselves. We need to fight for our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We must not be silent. Our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not Kensaro Wiwa. It's not Kensaro Wiwa. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience, standing for humanity. Standing for humanity. One case in 5 courts against Nigeria. I don't know what they intend to say on the 20th. What is Omotosho going to say? What on the planet Earth will Omotosho say? We will sit back and watch. Continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for strength. Pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for safety and security. Pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for wisdom. Pray for him for revelation. We must continue to support him. Also pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Pray for him as he is battling his own appeal. We pray that all things will come together for good for us. No weapon formed or fashioned against any Biafra, home and abroad, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. I thank you all for being part of this program. See you again tomorrow morning. We're going to be back tomorrow morning to continue on this, our message and exposition. This week until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's appear on the 20th and the judgment, we will continue to sensitize the world, bring out information, bring out the line of the zoo, and expose their evil doings. That is what we will continue to do until the 20th. Thank you so much. Please like and share and join us on tomorrow's morning, 7:30 Biafran time. Make sure you are available. Join us, like, share, subscribe if you have not done so. And I hope you are going to be able to be with us that tomorrow. Whatever you are doing, if you can't join the morning program, evening program, you can join. I always have the link there. You click the link and you join us and air your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. Every single one of us, we are looking for freedom, and it is that freedom that connects every one of us. We must be free. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. I pray that we will all see Biafra and we'll raise the flag together. Thank you so much for watching this program. See you again tomorrow morning and stay blessed. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear we'll go with the go so. Herdsmen, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it up. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat your love. Something on the smell. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It's very close and they feel when the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.